Title: The Last Laugh. The smell of oil and metal filled the air as Mason wiped his hands on a rag. It was another long day at Gibson's Auto, where he worked as one of the most trusted mechanics. At 22, he was doing better than most guys his age: steady income, a small apartment he shared with his girlfriend, and a plan for the future. Mason's hands were rough from work, his nails permanently stained with grease. But every time he came home to Miley, it felt worth it. For 3 years, she'd been his world. At 21, Miley was bright, beautiful, and full of energy, the kind of girl who could make anyone laugh. She worked at a local coffee shop when they first moved in together, and things had been good. But lately, things had changed. Miley had gotten into social media, posting pictures, doing little get-ready-with-me videos, pretending she lived a luxury lifestyle. Mason didn't mind at first. Everyone needed a hobby, right? But soon, it stopped being fun and started being fake. She began buying clothes they couldn't afford, for content. She'd post pictures in their modest apartment, claiming it was a minimalist downtown loft. She'd borrow her friend's car and caption it, "My new baby nail polish medium skin tone." Mason found it amusing, until she started believing her own act. And then the invitations started rolling in. Influencer parties. Brand meetups. Photo shoots. Drinks with people who had thousands of followers. Suddenly, Miley wasn't just Miley anymore, she was Miley Marlowe, lifestyle creator. And Mason? He was just the guy paying 90% of the bills. One night, Mason sat at the kitchen table going over the rent and utilities. The clock read 11:47 p.m. Miley wasn't home yet. When she finally walked in, wearing a sparkling silver dress that reeked of perfume and tequila, Mason looked up from the bills. "Hey," he said quietly. "You could have called." Miley waved him off. "I told you I was out with friends. You said coffee with April. Not a party." She sighed, rolling her eyes. "Mason, you're acting like my dad. It's just networking. You wouldn't understand, it's part of my brand." He looked down at the paper in front of him. "I understand that I'm the one paying for this apartment while you build your brand." Her tone turned sharp. "You promised to support me. It's only temporary." "Temporary's been 6 months, he said, his voice firm now. "You quit your job, Miley. You don't even try to spend time with me anymore. And don't think I don't see how you flirt with those guys in your comments." "Oh my God, you're so dramatic," she snapped, tossing her bag onto the couch. "They're just followers, Mason. You should be happy I'm getting attention, it means I'm growing." "Growing?" he muttered. "Feels like you're growing away from me." She turned her back. "Whatever, Mason. I'm tired." The next day, Mason tried to push the argument out of his mind as he fixed up a customer's engine. But during his lunch break, he pulled out his phone. Habit, maybe. He scrolled through Instagram, until a post made his stomach drop. It was Miley. At a party. Her arm wrapped around some guy he didn't recognize, their faces close, laughing. The next picture, her dancing on him, the guy's hands on her waist. Mason's heart pounded. His hands shook as he called her. Once. Twice. No answer. He clenched his jaw and walked up to his boss. "Hey, boss, can I take the rest of the day off?" Something came up. His boss, seeing the look in his eyes, just nodded. "Go on, son." By 6 p.m., Mason had changed out of his work clothes and into jeans and a clean black shirt. He tracked down the party's location through one of Miley's tagged friends. His chest tightened as he approached the building, music thumping, people laughing, flashing lights through the windows. He pushed his way inside. The smell of alcohol and perfume hit him hard. And there, near the bar, was Miley. Making out with the same guy from the photos. Something inside him snapped. He stormed forward, grabbing her by the wrist and pulling her back. "What the hell, Miley?" The music seemed to dim as she turned, blinking at him in disbelief. Then, she sighed. "Oh my God, Mason, are you serious right now?" she said loudly, pulling her arm free. "Are you stalking me now?" The words hit him like a punch. People were staring. The guy she'd been kissing looked uncomfortable and stepped back. Mason's voice cracked slightly. "You're kidding, right? I'm your boyfriend." Apparently, she scoffed, trying to laugh it off for her audience. "You're embarrassing yourself." He stared at her, really stared. And for the first time, he realized she didn't even look like the girl he fell in love with. He straightened up, his jaw set. "You know what? You're right. We're done." And with that, he turned and walked out. When Miley stumbled home around 1 a.m., the apartment looked different. The couch was bare. The framed photos of them were gone. Boxes sat neatly by the door, her clothes, her makeup, her ring light, everything. Mason was sitting at the kitchen table, calm, almost cold. "Mason, what is this?" she said, her voice slurring slightly. He didn't look up from his phone. "Am I not just a stalker to you? Go live your influencer life somewhere else." Her eyes filled with tears. "Mason, I was joking. I didn't mean." He stood up, shaking his head. "No, you meant it. You've been meaning it for months. You treat me like a fan, not a boyfriend. Mason, please." He walked to the door, opened it, and pointed. "Go back to that guy you were dancing on." "Mason," she started, but he was done. When she refused to move, he gently but firmly guided her out and shut the door behind her. Her sobs echoed in the hallway. He leaned his forehead against the door, tears threatening, but he didn't open it again. The next morning, Mason woke up to silence. No notifications from her, no arguing, no fake influencer voice echoing through the apartment. He made himself coffee and sat by the window, watching the sunrise. He was heartbroken, yes, but there was also peace. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel like someone's stepping stone. Miley might have the followers. But Mason? Mason had the last laugh.